She'd like to hear the ocean song again, snap mountain trails that touch the wind, cast her heart down long, winding country roads.
All right, my name is Lia Coryell. I am on the USA Para Archery team. Last year, I went to the Para Olympics in Rio as a member of that team. And I want to share that experience, how it came about, how I started archery. I've only been shooting about 3 years, so I chose to show you some pictures that I took that can kind of lead us through that journey. And then I have some artifacts here that I would like to show you, like my arrow, the athlete credentials, and then you can ask questions. We are going to next. This is I started archery when I went to an adaptive sports clinic for military veterans who were injured or ill. And we tried all different sports. I'm not good at wheelchair basketball. I can't push and dribble the ball and throw the ball. I'm bad at volleyball. I needed a sport where I could just sit still. And archery worked for me because you don't have to move very much. So I started training to make the US team and then to make the world team. And at Worlds the year before, in 2015, my partner Jeff Fabry and I came in fourth. We made it to the medal match. So we secured 2 spots on the Paralympic team for the US. But that spot wasn't guaranteed for me. It could have been anybody who was a W1 archer like me. So this is last summer. We had 3 Paralympic trials last summer. And it was imperative, if I wanted to stay on the team, that I do very well at those trials. So this is me at my brother's farm. He has a chicken farm. And, you know, I trained in the heat, in the cold, in the wind, anything that I thought would make me a better archer. This is the chicken farm, you know, and I have this, you know, it's 50 meters is how far I shoot, which is like half a football field. So it takes me a long time.
I noticed you were pretty nervous about making it. You were
Yes.
working hard last year.
Yes, real hard. This is at the first trials, and it kind of embodies what it's like to kind of go, you know, to try to shoot archery from a chair for me, and the challenges that I had. You know, I have my AFOs here. Was having spasms in my legs, so we had to put the AFOs on, and it was just like, you know what? I've gotten this far. I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep going. So this is the view in the Chula Vista Olympic Training Center in California. And this is where we trained at several camps last year. And just that American flag up, you know, up here is just, you know, being a veteran, being proud of my service to my country. I just saw that. I'm like, you know what? That's Mexico down there. That's Tijuana. And I'm like, you know what? The fact that I can look over this land and to be at the Olympic Training Center was surreal. It was like, I couldn't believe I was there. The plates say United States Olympic Training Center. And every time I see them, I've been there 7 times, I still get choked up. There's the heat was huge. With MS, the heat was a bear. So there I am trying to take cover. Again, the lovely hair. This is young Andrew. He was helping me load my arrows. Another really hot day. You can see I'm wearing a cooling vest and I'm still melting. This is me at the Arizona Cup. This is my coach, Steve Bosson. He coached me through the W1 thing. He also went with me as an arrow loader. If you are a W1 archer, which means you have impairments in your upper body and your lower body and your core, you are allowed, if it's on your classification card, to have somebody load your arrows. And I really fought that in the beginning because I'm like, I don't want to just, you know, shoot the bow. I want to be able to get the arrow on and knock, but you only have so many seconds to do that. So we kind of did a couple of drills, and the difference in points was a lot. So, you know, I'm like, all right, then we'll do it your way. It was very stressful. This is last year in Costa Rica. The man in front of me, this man, his name is Jerry Shields, and he is also a W1 archer, and we were shooting as a W1 team there. He's a very good friend of mine. All right.
That's a long way when you look at it from that angle. It's a pretty small target.
Well, the little tiny pin dot on my scope covers the entire yellow. So you just have to be sighted in. But this was, you can see I'm not very happy. Steve's melting hot. Almost all archery tournaments are in the desert. This man here is a really good friend of mine too. His name is Shelby. He went on to take gold in the Paralympics for the men's championship. He was the only medal that our para archery team earned in Rio, and he took, but it was a good one. It was the gold. Okay. This is at that state. You can see the bales out here. This is Steve Boston. Again, Jerry and I are both W1s, and he was our coach. And this is Craig Elders, and he's the doc that travels with our team when we go internationally. This was in the Czech Republic, also getting ready to go to the Olympics. For some reason, as you can see how far those targets are out there, it was really cold and really rainy. So we went from being really hot and really sweaty in Costa Rica to 3 weeks later to go to the Czech Republic, and it was freezing. Again, no quitting, no whining. This is a banner that came out when I was named to the Paralympic team. We went to a banquet dinner. This banner was 8 feet tall. And my son came from, he's with the 101st Airborne, which is in Fort Campbell. He came with me to this event, and we rolled in, and every Olympian and Paralympian that was going, representing the U.S., had an 8-foot banner. And wow. my son walked up to that, and he looked at it, he's just like, unbelievable, that's my mom. That is my mom. It was really cool. And then they auctioned off those banners to raise money. So the lady that bought my banner is a woman named Karen Butler, and she has a program called Shoot Like a Girl. And it's to get women and girls, into, outdoors and shooting bows or hunting or whatever. So she's the one that bought mine. I didn't want an 8-foot picture of myself. This is when we made the team, right before we went to Rio, we had to go to Houston for processing. And this is our opening ceremony outfit, and it's by Ralph Lauren and Polo. Why they gave white pants to people in wheelchairs is beyond me, because mine are ruined. It rains. It's in a rainforest. So, yeah, we were wet and rainy. But, I mean, just to wear that outfit was just like, holy cow. They had people there that they, like the people on our team that have amputations, they actually, if it was an arm, they would shorten the sleeve and move the buttons up here. I mean, it was pretty incredible.
Buffalo just got bounced out because they lost power in Buffalo.
Oh, New York. Oh, boy.
High winds. So carry on.
This is the podium outfit. Now, had I medaled and got to the podium, this is the outfit that I would have worn. That just blew me away. They said, this is your trying on room. We're going to assist you. And I roll in, and it says, out of many, you are the one. And I was like, looking at, I have a tattoo here that has the warrior ethos on it, and it says courage, honor, and sacrifice. And that's exactly what it took to get there. This is the Olympic Village in Rio. There were 24 of these big buildings. And different countries, you can see their flags.
There's Buffalo back. That's good.
Yeah. This is Sam Tucker. She was the only other female to go to the Paralympics with me, and as you can see, she's missing her left hand. And she's the first women's open compound to ever make the Rio team, to make a Paralympic team, and I am the first female W1 woman to ever make the team. So that there was a lot of firsts. And this is what it looks like from the highway. This is the Olympic Village right here. Gorgeous.
Unbelievable.
Yes. They had 7 swimming pools or something. I mean, their the chow hall was as big as a football field. This is the little market area, which is across from it, and it's ironic because McDonald's was free. So you could go to McDonald's, and I'm thinking, these are elite athletes, but they're, you go to McDonald's if you want to, whatever, it's your story. So that was open almost all day. And Coke products, since Coke is a sponsor of the Olympics, were available. You just had to show a key card and like swipe it on the vending machine, and you could get Coke. This is the Paralympic team here. These are all members of the team. This is the opening ceremonies. So when we got to the opening ceremonies, as you can see, it's Brazil, it's pouring, and it's an open stadium. Well, when they bring the torch in, the people from the country that is hosting the Olympics or the Paralympics have torch bearers. This woman has MS, and she was trying to carry across the tarmac the torch, and she fell. And of course, the whole crowd is like, oh, all this stuff. But she got back up, and they wanted to carry the torch for her. And she's like, no. She got back up, picked up that torch, and went the rest of the way. I'm like, go, girl. You go. So she handed it off to this gentleman. Now, there was like a pyramid type thing here with all these steps, and they were playing some national anthem. And as you can see, the steps came out. It was supposed to be like, accessibility for all. And there's this ramp that goes up here. The ramp is like this.
Oh dear.
As you can see, he has this. That's a real flame, like less than a foot from his face, and it's pouring rain, and he's trying to get up this. He just started here, and it was so cool because it was kind of like the whole idea of being a Paralympian, of being a person with physical changes. Because if you've ever been on a wheelchair on a wet slope, you can't stop or you're going to slide backwards. So he just one push at a time, never sliding backwards, never dropping that thing. It took him 20 minutes to get to the top, and it was thunderous applause. You couldn't even, like your whole heart was beating with it. He got all the way to his top. See how wet it is there? Look at that slope. This is like probably 30 feet in the air. When he lit that torch, that cauldron, oh my gosh, nothing like that ever in the world. It was amazing. And the fact that he did it in the pouring rain, and that tenacity and the tenacity of the woman that fell is like, yes, this is what it's about. You get up and you keep going. This is us watching the practices. These are the USA team members there. Let's see. There were federales everywhere in Rio. They were our safety. I guess it's kind of like a National Guard, but Brazil's having some issues right now internally with their politics, so they were everywhere. And this gentleman wanted to have his picture taken with Andre and I. As you can see, I'm dying. It's hot there. So we said we would as long as he gave us a copy of the picture, and he said that to me on Facebook. We also had our own security. This is a gentleman named Stu, and he's from the consulate, the Secret Service, and he was with us every time somebody came out to shoot, to compete. He was there. I don't want to say it's all graffiti, but they're real big into painting and tagging the sides of buildings, and some of it is just gorgeous. Now, this was a woman who was, I think she was a volunteer. She went down to get the arrows and came back, and she wanted one of my jerseys. So I gave it to her, and then she put this on her Facebook page like 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
This is what I was talking about, the painting on everything. Some of Brazil is very gut-wrenchingly poor. I thought this was like maybe an earthquake or something. No, people live there, and they're happy to live there. There's no doors, there's no windows. Some of the roofs are caving in, but the population is so high, that's where they live. Now, this is Ibadima Beach. The U.S. consulate and embassy had a champagne breakfast for us on the beach for people who are in the military or veterans. So this is a stark contrast to the other side of that building. And I see that in the U.S. too, in like San Antonio and Chicago. You have one on one side, you have the haves on one side and the have-nots on the other. And at times it made me feel really guilty.
Well, then it's pretty obvious it's third world in a hurry, isn't it?
Yes. Completely different than the slides I just showed you. And I'm not judging. I'm just saying it's like two different worlds. I think I was seated last after qualifications, but I ended up sixth. So I was really happy with that. But I want you to know this little girl right here, because we're going to come back to her. Every time I would shoot an arrow, she had a little piece of cardboard that she would pick up, and it said, "Go USA" on it. And she'd say, "Go USA! Go USA!" And I could see her because she was right in front of me. So That's that little girl. After I had shot and came around, that Stu guy, I said, Stu, I have a little boy here in lacrosse had made some paracord bracelets, red, white, and blue bracelets to give to the kids in Brazil. But we didn't really have contact with them. It was very separated. So I said, Stu, can you go give this to that little girl? And he said, I'll do one better. I'm going to bring her over here. So he left to go get her through. She came with her mom and her dad, and they were upset. She was crying because Stu doesn't speak Portuguese and they don't speak English, and they thought they were in trouble. that maybe we thought that they were harassing us. And I said, no, absolutely not. I want to give you, as you can see it in her hand here, I wanted to give her this little bracelet, and I gave her sister one. I said, she's 9. This is from a 9-year-old boy in America. And she was so excited about that, and so was her sister. Well, when I came back, probably 3 weeks later, her uncle found me on Facebook and messaged me, and he said, you have no idea how you've changed Maria's life. Because, she's not from that have group. And to them, those Brazilian kids that are poor, they feel like they're invisible, like nobody cares, like nobody sees them. But you saw her, and that was huge. That will forever, be in her mind that she's not invisible. And I'm like, that's cool. That's what it's about. Okay.
Kind of the same way disabled people feel too.
Yes. This is my W1 team partner, Jeff Fabry, and me getting ready we've got our game face on. So this is us. Yeah. This is the big, Tron. The people on our team that were trying to take pictures couldn't get close of us down here to take the pictures, so they were taking them on the big Megatron. And this is Steve, my coach, loading my arrow for me. And it was, in hindsight, he had loaded the arrow, and then it dropped. He went to pick it up and put it on the thing, and he dropped it. And you only have 20 seconds to get an arrow off. But I was so focused on what I was doing, I never even noticed it. He just picked up another arrow and put it on, and he's like, you got 8 seconds. And I shot it, and I did okay. I got an 8. And if you watch the video on YouTube, when he drops that arrow, everybody goes, oh! But I was so focused, I never even heard it. Steve said, I got one job to do. And I dropped the arrow. But it worked. It was fun. Great guy. This is me, too. You can see the score over here, 31-36. And this is the Republic of Korea, and we won. We won that match. See, this is the Korean team, and this is our team. And Jeff and I won. So we made it all the way to the medal match. This is us. Yay, we made it to the medal match. See, we don't have our game face on anymore. We're like, yeah. This is the USA Paralympic archery coach, Randy Smith. Steve is in Iraq, Afghanistan vet, and he lost his leg. So he has a prosthetic leg. Well, he likes to tip my chair back, like startle me like that because he thinks it's funny. So I just started grabbing his leg before he could do it. He's like, it hurts. But see, it doesn't hurt. It's a prosthetic. This was cool. This was closing ceremonies. And these are the USA closing uniforms. These 3 are all still active duty, military veterans. And if you can see, they're all missing their right leg because they have the same MOS, and you lead with your right leg, all 3 of them.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I know. And you know what? I just felt so patriotic. I couldn't have been behind anybody else and feel the sacrifices that they gave. I mean, how can you not? This is Michael. He's an archer, and these 2 are out of Fort Benning, Georgia, and they're on the shooting team. It was amazing. An honor. This is, I can't remember her name, Su Ling, and this is her prosthetic from China. Her one leg is like this much shorter than the other. So they just took looks like a coffee table leg, put a piece of wood on it, and Velcroed her foot to it. The girl with the diamond prosthetics didn't even place. Su Ling took gold.
Wow.
So, yep, she was table tennis, and the other young lady was in track and field. But I'm like, that goes to show.
Yep.
It goes to show you can do miracles with what you have. A table leg versus a prosthetic with diamonds. Says a lot.
Absolutely. Mindset.
Yes. This is closing ceremonies, and this is the actual Olympic torch, not lit, which is a good thing. This is one of our coaches, MJ Rogers, and we're getting ready to, you can see, do the closing ceremonies, which it also rained, and we had white shorts on.
Hey, Tech, today, you thinking of taking up archery now?
When we came back, we were invited to the White House and Georgetown University. And this is at Georgetown University. You can see Andre with his gold medal, and this young lady is from Tacoma, Washington, and she is a quad, and she took gold medal in one of the field events. So, yeah, really. And this is Andre Shelby when this is at the awards dinner or whatever, and the fact that he was up there. Andre is a Navy vet, 18 and a half years in the Navy, and then he got hurt, and he is paralyzed pretty high level, probably from his chest down. And the fact he seeded 12th and came all the way from behind to take the gold medal. That, you know, I saw that time and time again. This is at the reception with Obama and Joe Biden, and this young man is on the Paralympic soccer team, and he also is a vet, and his name is Sean, I think. And then this I thought was really cool, because this is Simone Biles, who is a Olympic gymnast, and Michelle, and this woman was taking a picture of these Barack and Sean over here, so I kind of got the double thing there. It was cool. Well, when you're sitting, you don't exactly have a whole lot of options of what you're going to take pictures of.
Oh, that's a great shot.
Yes. This is from the White House, because we were patted down, can't have anything, in there. But this is Andre, and this is me, and this is President Obama, who is very tall. Next to him, you can only see the top of her head. This is Mrs. Obama, the First Lady. So he shook my hand, and I rolled forward, and she leaned down. She's also very tall. Well, everybody's tall when you're in a wheelchair. But anyway, she's tall. So she bent over and gave me a big hug, and she said, "Mama," which is a term of endearment. I'm like, "Well, hello, how are you?" And she's like, "Thank you." She was just sweet as could be. Then we came down here to Joe Biden, and he said the same thing. "Hey, Mama." I said, "Hello." And he's a kisser. Gave me a big kiss on my cheek. And I mean, the fact to even be there was just like surreal. Let's see here. Yes.
Oh, great shot.
I thought so. So that is the end of my slideshow. Hi. I have some artifacts here if you would like to see them. This is my, whatever you call it. Bib, yes, that goes on the side of my wheelchair, and it's signed by Steve Lawson, who is my air welder, and me. Then we have, this is my athlete's credentials. You can see that. Everybody had one. You had to have it on at all times. This is a ticket to the day I shot. So I picked up a bunch of these just to keep them. This was a day, in my life that will probably just stay in my memory forever. It was pretty cool. Then Rio made these coins for the Olympics leading up to it. And if you can see, I don't know if you can see, on each coin is a different sport. And they've included 4 para sports, not archery. But I bought this whole sheet here. I think this is only like a nickel in reals in their monies. But I think I bought the whole sheet for $10. And this whole sheet right now is worth about, I don't know, $400.
Woohoo!
Because I have the whole thing. Wow. All right. Then, if you participated in it, these were the medallions we got.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have a big shadow box that goes on the wall. And then, let's see. We were on the cover of a few magazines. And
this is a super big deal.
Hey, this is a great photo walk for International Women's Day.
This is the arrow that I shoot. I don't know if you can see how itty bitty, like teeny tiny arrows. One of these arrows is about $85, and you had to have 24 to go. As you can see, my patriotic fletchings there. So yeah, that's I don't have my bow here. I left it at the archery range because I don't like to haul it back and forth. But if you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer them. For me, Easton, who makes those arrows, did send me a dozen arrows. They also, you have to have 2 bows that are completely identical so that if something happens to one, you have a backup bow. I only had 1 bow because the bow that I shoot, by the time it's put together, is about $1,400. And probably 3 weeks before the Paralympics, a bow showed up in the mail. They never asked me, to sign anything or to do anything for them. It just came from Hoyt headquarters. And they just said, here, represent us well. And I was like, darn,
Wow.
that's pretty cool. They certainly did not have to do that, and they did.
Wowza.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
so know that people are there and supporting you.
Yes.
You didn't have to blink an eye. You didn't even have to ask.
Yes, the archery range, lacrosse archery that I train at here in my family, I have a huge family. I have 4 brothers and 3 sisters. They had a fundraiser for me before I left for Rio too, and that was really, really cool. The whole community came together, because these are, when I would do interviews and things, people would say, I'm like, these are my people. This isn't about, being, a USA, star. It's about coming from northern Wisconsin with your feet in the mud, and you get where you are because people help you. I can't make an arrow. These have to be fletched. You got to have the knock. You got to put the point in. I can't do that. People help me with that, even to adjust my sights or to put a different arrow rest on. Those are things I can't do myself, and somebody has helped me every step of the way. And I didn't get there. I didn't get to the Paralympics by myself. It was people. It was my people that helped me get there.
Yeah, that's a great way of looking at it. It's your tribe. Your
yes.
family.
Absolutely. And the guys at the archery range, and, even the people from Hoyt and Easton, and, it just felt really, it was a community effort about that. But to be able to wear the USA uniform with my name on it and represent the USA with pride and honor, that's what choked me up, is that I got a chance to do that.
And all those people put effort towards you out of their respect and love and your talent and what you're going to do for the country. That's amazing. Great of you to take some time to share with us.
Well, absolutely. And like I said, you know what? It's not about me. It's not about, my being able to shoot a stick 50 meters down, range. What it's about is showing up on the line, because, I have a disease that's incurable and progressive. And I knew when I was close to making the Paralympic team, if I did this, there's people out there that are going, oh, I have whatever, and not know that they can do it. When I was first diagnosed with progressive MS, it blew me out of the water, because they said, the doctors are like, they sent me to grief counseling. They said, tomorrow is never going to be better than today. This is what happens. No physical therapy, no drugs, nothing's going to help you. So, take care of your stuff while you can. So I stayed home and I waited to die, and I tried not to die. I didn't go around people. I didn't want to get sick. I didn't want to get hot or cold or overtaxed. And it was horrible. And it was horrible for my kids to watch. And at some point I just said to myself, you know what, Lia, you can sit around and try not to die or wait to die, or you can live, because you know what? You're going to die anyway. Everybody is. So what are you going to do? And, my choice was to lead by example. If I, can get up there and show people that, yes, it can be done. If you believe in your heart, don't let other people tell you what your life is going to be.
Exactly.
Just gave me goosebumps.
Yeah.
Okay, Tech today, when are you going to start an archery class in that?
Well, pretty soon. Well, Chris, one of our guys had a question that how often did you have to train? How long did you have to train for your competitions?
Oh, I've only been shooting archery about 3 years, actually. Really, really new to the sport, but my kids are grown. I'm retired, so I could give it everything that I had, and I know that I'm grateful for that because I know other people don't have those opportunities. So, when the opportunity arose, I was in the right position to do it. But I train probably in season 4 to 5 days a week, and I shoot a couple hours in the morning and a couple hours at night because I can't do it like everybody. Even at training camps, we have to spread it out. But I had never shot a bow until I was already in the wheelchair. But you know what? I never skied till I was in the wheelchair either, and I'd never sailed. I'm like, why not? Let's just do it. Put a helmet on my head and let's try it.
Exactly. Wow, that's pretty awesome.
If you could have seen my son, when I travel to other places, because in Wisconsin we don't hold national or international archery tournaments, so most of my family, probably 99% of it, has never even seen me shoot a bow. Definitely not a competition. So I don't know what it is they think I do, but when Joe showed up there and he sees this big banner that says USA Olympian, he was just like, holy cow, you did it. You really did it. And just a couple weeks ago, I went to Vega, which is a worldwide competition, and my daughter was with me, who was 22. And people were coming up to me and saying, oh, hi, nice to meet you. Can I have your autograph? And she's just looking at me going,
Yeah.
This is mom. And they're like, this is more than mom. She is changing the way people see the Paralympics. And so that was a real eye-opener for her, too. That one?
Yeah, that was 8.
And I want you to see all the people that said, you can't do that.
Determined.
Yeah, bring it now. Who's
Yeah,
sitting here
bring
now?
it up. Woo!
Yep.
I think this is so good for the Buffalo crowd and anybody else that's having a bad day. This is phenomenally inspirational.
Oh, good.
It is a wonderful inspiration, especially on a day like today.
Yeah, for women, especially.
I'd like to think we were smart enough to have planned it this way. But
Exactly.
It just happened to work out that I was available, too, because the travel schedule is crazy. Well, Tokyo is in 2020, and that's the next Paralympic Games. Realistically, can I do it? I don't know. But you know what? Today I'm going to the archery range. Today I'm going to practice. And that's the one analogy that archery can give you is the arrows. I don't know if you could see the tattoos on my arm. Honor, courage, and sacrifice. This is my bow arm. So when I'm like this, if you can see that, those arrows are pointing downrange. Because you know what? There's nothing to look at back there. I'm not going that way. I'm going that way. As long as I can. As long as I'm able, I'm going that way. So that's my reminder every day. I'll just keep going until I can. And I'm certainly not a quitter. So I made the USA team this year, and I made the world team. The World Cup trials the World Cup's going to be in Beijing in September. So I don't have to. That's the next team I would like to make. I'm also doing a lot of work promoting adaptive archery, going to conferences, speaking at conferences, trying to pull together all the resources we have for people that have different challenges. How can we adapt archery so that it works for them? So I enjoy doing that too. Okay, so this is our crew, and this is tenacity, determination, pride, honor right here. This gentleman's name is Eric Bennett. He is an amputee. This entire arm is missing from a car accident when he was a young teenager. He shoots a recurve bow with his teeth. So, a recurve is different than a compound in that you have to have all the weight. There's no let off. So he pulls that bow out with his teeth. He won the gold in the World Championships last year.
Wow.
This is the other female, my friend, Sam Tucker, who went. Sam is missing her left hand from a motorcycle accident. She also started out as a mouth tapper. She is now an inspirational speaker and on the archery team, but just amazing. Sam and I lived together when we were training in Colorado, and Matt Stutzman, the man you were referring to, that has no arms, and he shoots with his feet. And Yeah, amazing guy. This is Michael Lukow. He's our active duty soldier. He has a limb salvage on one leg, and then he has his other leg is amputated. He was real young when he was injured, probably not even 20, maybe. This is these two are coaches, MJ Rogers and John Stover. Yours truly. This is KJ. I can't think of what his last name is, but he is paralyzed from like here, from a accident when he was a teenager too. So he right now is number 1 in the U.S. This is my W1 partner, Jeff Fabry. As you can see, he's missing his arm and his leg as a very young teenager in a ATV accident. He's the one who figured out how to do the mouth tab, how to sew a mouth tab to the D loop, pull it back and let it go. And he's been to the Paralympics, both of these two, many times. And he's really big into sharing resources and getting people, involved. And this is Andre Shelby, and he's paralyzed all the way up here. So he can move his arms, but nothing from below here works.
And he got the gold medal.
He came back and got the gold medal. People were like, oh, he seeded 12th, Yeah, and you know what? He just kept his head in the game and just one arrow at a time moving forward. Because it doesn't matter the arrows that were already shot. It matters what you're going to do now. You know what? You can't even worry about the arrows that are in the future because you don't know what's going to happen. All you can do is shoot the arrow right now. And that's a good way for me to live my life. What can I do today? They told me, there's no better tomorrow. Okay, what's wrong with today? Today I am an American Paralympian because I didn't listen. Today I have the ability to help somebody else find a sport that might want them to continue living. Today, I have the ability to motivate people. That's it.
Good on you, dear.
That's a good spot to wrap up, but you are a true inspiration, and I was rooting for you to make that Rio team. Like
yes,
crazy.
It was exciting. Like I said, I came in, Jeff and I made it to the bronze medal match, and we came in 4th by a point. So that was only the second time Jeff and I have ever shot as a team. So we're real excited for the World Cup and Puerto Rico this year. We're like, yeah, we can do this, buddy. And so I ended up 6th in the world. I went in, I think 14th, and I came out 6th. So 4th, Jeff and I are 4th in the world as a team, and I'm 6th as an individual. So I'm happy. I'm very happy with that. Mm-hmm.
Do you have any good advice for somebody?
I would say if somebody wanted, there is, like I said, there's a book out that it's called Adaptive Archery, and if you go to usaarchery.org, you can download that manual for free. And in it has, if you're an amputee, try this. If you're, hemiplegic, try this. The hardest adaptations that we found so far is for me, because MS is a progressive disease, so I don't always wake up with the same abilities every day. So, you'll find a way around it. And if you go to that USA Archery page, if it's archery that you want to do, there's listed contacts right on there. We're working right now on making stands that will hold the bow so that all you have to do is pull it back, and that you can take with you, not like a roll-up one. We modified a glove so that I can hold my release because I don't have a lot of grip. You know what it is? It's a baseball glove. Or a batting glove that holds it. So, if there's a will, there's a way. And it doesn't even have to be archery.
Yeah.
Just find something. Find something that makes you want to get up in the morning and, make your life better.
That's great. Thank you.
Wrap it up with
No problem.
that. And,
Okay.
thank you very much. That was truly inspirational, and
No problem.
all the best.
All right. You guys take care.
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank
All right.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.